Hello pedestrians, welcome back to the channel of H-Ero. This will be a Town and Cover Part 65 intro. In this episode, guys, you will see Mrs. Smith's side story, you'll see Mrs. Smith and Jane's side story, and we end off with Director Lashely Side Story. How about that, pedestrians? 3 side stories in 1. So just to inform you guys, we end off this episode in the middle of Director Lashely's Side Story. So that means that I will also upload part 66 as well. So give it like just wait for like 15 to 30 minutes until I upload part 66. So there's 2 episodes for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy this playthrough, guys, because I'm having a blast as well. So without further ado, guys, I'm just gonna press the start button so you guys enjoy this episode and stop me from blabbering and yapping all the time. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hello pedestrians, welcome back to the channel of H-Ero. Today I will be continuing playing a Town and Cover. This will be part 65. So in the last part, guys, all we just did is complete some more side stories with Mrs. Smith and Jane, and with Jane's side story, and that's pretty much all we had to, that's all we did in the previous episode. So in part 65 we're gonna do a side story with Mrs. Smith, and if we have time, guys, we'll do Director Lashely's Side Story as well. So let's ask Mrs. Smith to the cinema and see how it goes. Hey Mrs. Smith, you want to go watch another movie? At the cinema? The one and only place. I'm free, give me a while and we'll head out. At the cinema. Yo, welcome, what can I get you this fine night? Hey, can I get 2 tickets? Sure dude, that'll be $60 for 2. What films are you feeling for tonight? So last time we chose a romance movie. We chose a romance movie, but we didn't do the other option, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, we've seen this before, so let's just continue on. So we're gonna ask her for a helping hand this time, and then if we ask her to the movie again, then we're gonna choose like the horror or the action movie. But let's just see what this means. What does this mean? Oh. After the movie. Come in. John, why were you spying on us? I wasn't. John, you really embarrassed us, especially your rival. This house is supposed to make us feel safe to be in. You made your rival feel like she can't even be herself under this roof. I'm sorry. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Jane. But what were you 2 battling together for? Are you really asking me that? It's a valid question. John, stop marching yourself into to Jane's room and apologize. I'm going with you to make sure you do it properly. All right. Jane, John, I'm sorry, Jane. More? I'm sorry for spying on you and Mrs. Smith in the bathroom. More? I know it's extremely uncool of me to do, and you should feel safe in your own home, and I didn't make you feel safe. I'm truly sorry. Jane? I don't accept. What? Mrs. Smith, she can't do that, can she? I apologize. You heard her, John. Just because you apologize doesn't mean she has to accept it. But maybe I can forgive you. Once you atone for your sins. Atone for my sins? That's a great idea, Jane. I think that's fair. What? Are you going to make you do extra chores, Mrs. Smith? That sounds like a splendid suggestion. Wait. He has to do them naked. Naked? Yes, naked. Mrs. Smith, you can't be serious right now. Oh, we're very serious. Totes serious, little bro. Pervert should get a taste of their crime, an eye for an eye. Don't start with your evil laugh, Jane. Hey, don't get mad at her. You did this to yourself. But what if we had to use the bathroom? Like, come on. When do you want me to start? You busy tomorrow, Mrs. Smith? My chores will be taken care of, you baby. I'm free to spree. Perfect. I'll have you a to-do list for you, honey. You 2 are evil. Psh, this is mercy, John. Alright, John, now you go before you start fighting again. Love you, Mrs. Smith. I love you too, sweetie pea. Alright, then. Oh man, we're still early in this episode. So, let's see what it says now. Wake up in the morning. Okay, cool. So for Mrs. Smith, go to Mrs. Smith. Oh, let's go to Mrs. Smith and see what's she has cracking. Mrs. Smith? Mr. Smith is gone. Can I come in? Hello? Where the hell is she? So, guys, I kind of know where she is at. She's right here in the park, so let's go. Mrs. Smith, what are you doing here? Come sit with me, John. I knew you'd come find me here. Of course I'd come find you. You weren't home and I got worried about you. You really did keep your word. About what? That you always be there for me? Are you testing me? What if I say I was? What would you do? Is that another question? What if I was? What would you do? Please don't break me. You're adorable, honey. Or am I just saying that to test your response to affirmative treatment? I'm not your lab rat, Mrs. Smith. You totally want to be my lab rat and let me do all sorts of cat on your tongue, or should I say kitty on your mind? Ugh. I say it once and I'll say it again. You're so adorable, honey. Seriously though, why are you here? I wanted to be alone. Alone? Yeah, stupid, isn't it? After having complaint and tense tension between us because of that. For some reason, I just wanted to be alone again. After you took me out to the movies that other night, something just clicked. I didn't feel alone anymore. And even if I was alone, I knew you'd come back to me. You being here next to me, without me leaving a trace or a clue on where I am, proved that to me. I know I could only daydream that you stayed home forever and be there with me as life to live. I'm just your landlady. My job is to raise you into a good man. I think I could safely say I did my job well. You were and still are an amazing landlady. The best one that Jane and I could ever ask for. Are you? No, I'm fine. It's just happy tears. Nothing but happiness in me. I'm so bad on dementia. Wait. Nothing but a bad backward dementia will stop me from being there for you when you need me. You're not at that age yet, Mom. Far from it. I know. I do hope so. Middle age really is a pain in all sorts of my body. But thanks, Mom. I can always count on you to keep me in line. Intimate, Sean. But what night just make me bawl with tears. Sorry. And never, ever apologize for showing your true feelings. The world needs more men like you. You may think it's weakness with a heart. Okay. It's still a little weird how you're referring to me as a man instead of a boy. You're responsible. You make your own money, hardworking, mature, big, protective me and your rival. I'd say it's a clear indication of a man in my books. Thanks, Mrs. Smith. But what do you mean by big? Oh, you know exactly what I mean, honey. So, for those who are watching it on a public platform, I'll see you guys at a later time. And for those who are watching on Patreon, let's continue on. And we are back home. Interesting. So, let me just check on the phone. So now it says Mrs. Smith. And wait till Friday, it says. And we have Director Lashely we can do. Jane's side story is just progressed with Mrs. Smith, so we have to wait until Friday. And we cannot do Mrs. Smith, he told me, Jane. And we have to wake up till the morning for this one. So, what we could do next is Director Lashely Side Story. So let's do that right about freaking now. It's nighttime, so I think this is a perfect opportunity to go see Director Lashely. Looks like no one's here. Wonder where she is. Guess I'll wait around. Half an hour later. She sure is taking her sweet time. She isn't replying to any of my texts either. Did she get flooded with last-minute paperwork or something? Perhaps I should go and check if she is okay or... I'm here. Good heavens, I made it. You... There are. I was worried something happened to you or you were going to cancel me last minute. I'm so sorry, John. I promise it wasn't intentional or anything. Everyone's suddenly needing me for all kinds of silly things, and not to mention this one person was late to deliver me something I requested days ago, and just wait until I get my hands on that later. Whoa, never seen you this worked up about something before. Well, I felt terrible keeping you, of all people, waiting for me for so long. I was hoping to just finish with today's paperwork and having that stuff delivered to me by the end of it, and just head over here right away. But this one person decided that whatever they were doing was more important, so I had to wait for them to arrive. And since people saw I was staying a bit later than usual, a ton of people decided to just barge into my office and added themselves to the work pile. Students needing help about this and that, teachers needing me to reorganize schedules due to them needing the day off, and the janitor complaining about gross white stuff in the bathroom. Oh man. Just the whole 9 yards that I just didn't have time for today. That's new. I thought you lived to be able to help and take care of everyone like that. Well, yes, but why did it have to be today? Either every other day my door is open for everyone to just come in and complain, but the one day I have reserved for both of us just happens to be the day everyone needs something from me. It's just so frustrating. I could just... I swear once I have a chance, I'm going to force him to understand the importance of punctuality. I'm really, really sorry, John. It's cool, Lashley, really. No harm done. But thanks to all this, we now lost a whole hour together, and I had planned for so much to say and do, and complaining is just gonna take more time for that. Let's just forget about it, and can you begin showing me what you wanted me to see? Sounds good? I guess I'll have to do. Let me just sit down and take a breather. I have been standing up for a while dealing with all the last minute work. Sounds good to me. Don't let me stop you. As the lights are on. I have so much planned to show you. Do you have a whole guided tour or something? Does it really take much time to take a look at this whole place? Yeah, it certainly does. You may have assumed this, but I'm deeply involved in the management and conservation of this church along with the cemetery adjacent to it. It's been around since the founding years of the town. It was one of the first buildings to be built, in fact. My family has been in charge of it ever since, and the eldest male always taken the role of the designated preacher all the way until my father's generation. I would spend countless hours here listening to sermons, singing in the chores, I think that's your name, chores, attending all kinds of events during the happiest and most terrible moments where the Lord's guidance was most needed. I saw children being presented to the Lord, charity events, where people could help those in need, tremendous barbecue where the whole community got together, heart-wrenching funerals where we said goodbye to beloved members of the town. I saw children being presented to the Lord, charity events where we would help those in need, tremendous barbecues where the whole community got together, heart-wrenching funerals where we said goodbye to beloved members of the town. And the most wonderful weddings where we could see a man and a woman declare their eternal love for one another in the face of our Lord and Savior, tying their immortal souls together for the rest of eternity, while they took the first step towards everlasting happiness. And every single wedding was even more and more beautiful than the last. Quite a lot of memories for a place this old, huh? Are you afraid the foundation will be shoddy or moldy or something? Oh, don't be silly, John. I told you my family had been taking care of the church since its founding years. Whatever damage or wear that may show with time has been properly taken care of or replaced. I estimated that by now there's very little left up standing from the original church. But its message, memories, values are still here as fresh and intact as it's always been. It's the sort of thing that can only really get them a building has seen as much history as this one has. And you were planning on giving me a tour of the whole place? Precisely. I wanted to take you all across the church and show you all these wonderful places and I tell you all about what they meant for me. I wanted to share this whole part of me that no one really gets to know much about. Not that I don't appreciate or anything, but don't you think that's a bit of too personal to share with your student? Don't sell yourself short, John. You should know by now, since you get all call me by my first name, that you are more than that at this point. So much more. Is that so? It feels so liberating to be able to share this with someone who really listens and understands. I feel like I really just opened up to you and showed this sort of side of myself that is begging to be shared with somebody. It just feels right, to open up to you like this, or open up to you. Oh, I wish I could introduce you to my father. You two talks would have so much to talk about and get along so well. I'm sure of it. He he sounds like quite the guy. Listen, Lashley, would you like some tea? What? Tea? It's what I was waiting for so long to be delivered. It has thermos filled to the brim with some. I have recently gotten into the whole fascinating world of herbal infusion. I really wanted to make a special tea for today. So I joined this online group and have been trying out some different recipes. Recipes, I think it's recipes. They recommended and teach me. I wanted to make something special for today. Just something for us to share while we take in the moment and all. That's nice, but I don't really drink. It took a lot of time to get everything ready, and I was really worried it wouldn't arrive on time. It's a blend I learned to make specifically for us two alone to share. And it would really mean a lot to me if you tried it out too. Pretty please? Alright. Oh, you're the best, John. It's really good. I can assure you that I worked hard to get it just right. Sounds good. Why the fuck is it purple? She's not drugging us, is she? Oh, wow. This actually smells really good, right? Hold on, before I continue, guys. Didn't she, order for aphrodisiac or something like that? So is this it? Oh, man. It's quite the popular recipe with the group. It helps with increasing your overall circulation and your blood flow, along with helping you relax while giving your body a warm feeling. We won't have any trouble drinking this here. I had the idea you couldn't bring food or drinks inside a church. Won't the preacher or nun get mad? Oh, you don't worry about that. The acting preacher is currently in a cinema in the next town, and the nuns of the congregation are out as well. No, they didn't really say where they were going. I made sure that we had the church for just the two of us. I didn't want anyone to come in and give you a sermon out of the blue, Plus, it lets us have an open conversation without having to keep impressions. I want to just relax for once with my friend without having to hide the fact to people and pretend you're serving attention. That's fair enough. Still though, I'm kind of surprised you're okay with breaking the rules a little here. No harm, no foul, and all that, right? They won't disapprove of what they don't know. I'm sure the Lord wouldn't mind either. It's a special occasion after all. Well, how about you give it a try? Careful though, it's hot. Don't mind if I do. Damn, it's really good. Mind if I ask what's on it? Not at all. It's actually a bit of a floral mixture of something special added to it. It's based on things like ginger, roses, hibiscus, sarsaparilla, and damiana, with a little extra to it. A little extra? Oh, nothing to be concerned with, I assure you. I'm not really supposed to talk about it since it's a bit of the group's secret. Your herbs for the infusion, especially like the damiana, are genetically modified. It normally scares people out when they hear it, but I assure you it's only so that their fragrance and their natural properties are stronger when infused into tea. Nothing dangerous. Oh, alright then. So the Damiana on this has been enhanced then? What are its properties? Oh, this and that. It's Wait, what? Let's property? Okay. Mainly work on the helping stimulate your body, help strengthen your nervous system, and supposed to help elevate your mood, calm your nerves, and mainly help with relieving tension. You'll feel more relaxed and you are going to feel a little heat for a second. But that's supposed to happen. Don't worry. Now that you mention it, I do feel a bit more relaxed. That's great! Be sure to finish your cup. I'll serve you some more once you are done. Are you having some too? In a second, John. I came rushing here, so I'm a bit out of breath. Let me cool my body a bit. It's not healthy to drink hot beverages when you are all heated up, Okay, that's fair enough. For now, let's take it in a moment, okay? Sounds fine, right? Huh, this tea stuff is really hitting the spot. Haven't felt this relaxed in a while. I'm starting to feel that heat Lashley was talking about. Though, why do my pants feel tighter all of a sudden? This is nice, isn't it? Churches and buildings like that just have this sort of effect on them. Like being protected by a warm blanket or something. Like whatever may be going on outside, you'll be safe inside of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I do. But they can also have such a foreboding feeling to them as well. Like something is constantly watching you and making sure you behave all that. But you can also add the excitement when you are doing something you're not supposed to, right? Yeah, I suppose. I remember on my weddings when my father acted like the priest. I was always picked as the flower girl. I always found it fun to make faces and photographs and only every so often so that the couple would have pictures without me making the face at them. My father never found out, but I was banned from the photography existence since I tend to ruin shots. I know I wasn't supposed to, but it was just fun after such a hectic day, you know? I can't imagine ever making faces in pictures. I think I have some on the old album back in my album day. Thanks that you read that. I'll be sure to show them to you sometime. But since I brought the whole subject, I can't help but be curious about, well, what is it? John, do you ever want to get married? Have you ever considered it? I'm not sure. Oh man, what should I choose for this one? What should I choose? Hmm. You know what, guys? How about this? Those who watch it on a public platform and on Patreon, wherever you guys are watching it, let's say this for another episode, yeah? I know this is we're in the middle of a really cool scene with Director Lashely, and we're doing her side story right now. But how about we end the episode here? So, pedestrians, you know what that means. That in the next episode, I'm also uploading this episode with another episode. So I'm going to be uploading 2 episodes. Woohoo! So, pedestrians, this will be the end of part 65. If you want to see more of a channel cover, hit the notification bell to keep you updated. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help me make more content of this game and other games in the future as well. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a lovely and special day. And I'll see you all in the next part. Later, everyone.